like L-carnosine for buffering lactic acid. Firstly, if you're using, I would just use beta-alanine to buffer lactic acid. And plus, you have to do a whole loading protocol over weeks. It's not something you're just going to sprinkle into your energy drink. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This is a nutrition review of the Heed energy drink by Hammer Nutrition. There is a lot going on here. And to be honest, this is one of the worst products, especially the description of the product and the information they provide that I've seen. So I'm going to jump on the Hammer Nutrition website and we're going to review it. So we're on Hammer Nutrition here, Heed, high energy electrolyte drink. And before I get into this description and benefits, which is a massive dumpster fire, we're going to go to nutritional info and have a look at the actual product. So the product here, we've got 29 grams per scoop. Each scoop gives 25 grams of carbohydrates. And now, as I've done with other videos, the key thing to look at first in any energy drink is what is the carbohydrate source. So we've got here, first ingredient, maltodextrin. Second ingredient, xylitol. Xylitol is a sweetener. So it's a maltodextrin only product, which is okay for the low to moderate range of carbohydrates per hour. So up to about 60 grams. If you're trying to do more than 60 grams, then you're going to need some fructose. So okay for lower intensity training, probably not good for racing. There are other products that use maltodextrin only, like the SAS gels, but I would like to see some fructose in here. Xylitol, the second ingredient. Now, this is where I have a problem. So xylitol is a sugar alcohol, a polyol, which is a sweetener. Why would they be using a sweetener in basically a carbohydrate-only product? It's because maltodextrin isn't that sweet. It's much less sweet than sugar. So they need to add a sweetener to make it taste good. Now, the problem with xylitol is in some people at certain doses, it can make you fart and shit yourself. Like if you've ever seen chewing gum, xylitol is an ingredient in chewing gum, and they have those things on the packet that says it may have a laxative effect. That's because of the sugar alcohols, of which xylitol is one. So just really, I don't agree with this. If I was formulating this product, what I would do is remove the xylitol, and then to make it sweeter, I would swap some of the maltodextrin for cane sugar. That would have two benefits. Firstly, you'd be able to get the product to taste good without adding a sweetener. And then you'd be getting some fructose in from the sugar, which would make it a more effective product overall. So that's what I would do. Keep looking at it. We've got mandarin flavor. Sounds pretty good. Vitamin B6. Not sure why. Salt. And then a bunch of amino acids and sort of trace minerals that I'll get into. So that's the product. Not terrible, but certainly I wouldn't even say it's good, average or good. That xylitol worries me. I would not want to be taking that in when I'm on a ride. So I would say this is between bad and average, unfortunately. But the main part of this is this description. So there is so much misinformation in this that I just had to make a video on it. So let's walk through it. So we've got Heed it's a step up and a welcome departure from powdered sports drinks. Then it says, one of the primary flaws inherent with most sports drinks is their reliance on simple sugars as the carbohydrate source. So what they're saying there is their product is maltodextrin based, which is actually a complex carbohydrate because maltodextrin is glucose molecules chained together. And because they're chained together, it's called a complex carbohydrate as opposed to simple carbohydrates, as they said here, like glucose, sucrose, and fructose. Is that important? No, not at all, which I'll get through in this next session. So it says here, simple sugars like glucose, sucrose, and fructose. So products like beta fuel, maltodextrin and fructose, so simple sugar. Morton, gels and drinks are glucose and fructose, so pure simple sugars. So the best products on the market at the moment in terms of endurance performance are simple sugars. So keep that in mind. And they say they not only severely limit the amount of calories that can be efficiently digested and utilized for energy. Let's break that down. Severely limit the amount that can be utilized for energy. That is totally incorrect. As most of you, I'm guessing, probably know by now if you've watched some of my other videos, to get the optimal carbohydrate oxidation, you need glucose and fructose. You need that mix. Their product, which is only maltodextrin, is only glucose. So that is going to be limiting how much can be utilized for energy. So not only is this sentence incorrect, it actually goes against the ingredients in their own product. So that's total BS. And then they say, but may also cause wild fluctuations in energy levels, which is bullshit. The glycemic index of maltodextrin is over 100. The glycemic index of sugar or glucose or fructose alone is lower. So their product is higher GI, will leave the stomach faster and be uptaked faster, and therefore would cause more of a fluctuation in energy levels. Now, I'm not saying that's an issue in an intra-workout energy drink. The higher GI is good. That's what you want. So, two issues. Not only are they incorrect in saying that simple sugars cause fluctuations in energy levels, which is not correct. Their product, maltodextrin, will cause more of a fluctuation in energy levels. So not only that, but the fact that they're saying this as if it's a bad thing is incorrect. You're going to be drinking this when you're working out. You want high GI. So totally wrong. I have no idea who wrote this, but they've got absolutely no idea. Okay, so they say Heed's complex carbohydrate formula. Who cares? Complex carbohydrate, it's just a buzzword. It means absolutely nothing in this sense. Allows you to obtain the ideal amount of calories you need. No, it limits the amount of calories that you get in because it's only glucose, doesn't have any fructose. Providing a more consistent and longer lasting energy supply? No, it's higher GI, it's shorter lasting, and it's less stable because it's going to fluctuate more. So incorrect. Without putting you at risk of stomach distress commonly caused by simple sugars. You may better tolerate maltodextrin as opposed to glucose. I've never found that. I've used sugar as my sports drink and I've never had GI issues. But if you do find you're more on the upset stomach side of the spectrum, they may have a point here that maltodextrin you may tolerate slightly better, but in light of all the other crap they've just spilled out, this sentence is sort of irrelevant. Okay, next sentence. It provides a complete electrolyte profile with not just salt and potassium, which is true. So they've got magnesium and calcium salts in there as electrolytes. So yep, okay, fair point. Reading on more about electrolytes. Okay, then this sentence here. With added chromium polynicotinate, which is like a trace mineral, and for maintaining stable blood glucose levels, and L-carnosine for buffering lactic acid. Now, L-carnosine is made up of beta-alanine, which I think is what they're getting at there, because beta-alanine can buffer lactic acid. But let's look at the dosages they're putting in. Chromium, 25 micrograms, which is nothing. L-carnosine, 50 milligrams, hardly anything. So for them, they've really just added that in so they can put that sentence in here and make it sound like this product's got a special little benefit. But L-carnosine for buffering lactic acid. Firstly, if you're using, I would just use beta-alanine to buffer lactic acid. And plus, you have to do a whole loading protocol over weeks. It's not something you're just going to sprinkle into your energy drink and expect to be getting a benefit. And plus, beta-alanine isn't that good for that. I would say if you want to take a product to buffer lactic acid, do a bicarb loading protocol. So just this sentence is just bull. This really shits me. Okay. Anyway, benefits. Moving on. Last section. Let's have a read through here and just put it to the grave. This is why I developed Heed as a healthy alternative. Heed's subtle tasting. Yes, it's subtle tasting, but you've added xylitol in as a sweetener, which will cause stomach upset in some people. So no, they don't get points for that in my book. Complex carbohydrate formula. Again, who cares? Irrelevant. Goes down easily and supplies you with consistent, no, maltodextrin, high GI, more spikes. Again, that's not a problem, but for them to be saying it's consistent, long-lasting energy is total bullshit. With pushing the pace. No citric acid. Yeah, possibly that could be a benefit, so it won't burn your throat or stomach. I've never found that with many energy drinks. I'm not sure if that's actually an issue. Heed sweeteners, stevia and xylitol. There is no stevia in this product. I only saw xylitol. Stevia, don't see any stevia. So not sure what they're going about with stevia. Xylitol, I've already explained why that is a rubbish ingredient to be using. Are good for you. They're especially beneficial for promoting oral health. Maybe compared to sugar, it's better for your teeth, but you're on the bike drinking an energy drink. Your dental hygiene isn't top of the consideration list. And it's such a bad ingredient for so many other reasons. Full spectrum amino acid electrolyte profile with your body's mineral kinds. They put in such little amounts of the amino acids, they're basically pointless. They're not doing anything. L-carnosine and chromium, again, tiny amounts, not doing anything. Yeah. Look, that's usage info. Look, there's a video here where there's no videos unavailable. And then in the reviews section, this review is for Perpetuum, which is another product. This isn't even a review of Heed. 2 reviews for Heed, and then this one is just talking about another product. Alrighty, guys, I'll end that video there. This is not only not a good product, but probably the worst description of a product that I've seen in terms of misinformation. It is just totally incorrect. So hopefully you learned something out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.